Make sure you guys subscribe and turn on my notification bell. Thanks for watching. What's up, y'all? Just to finish it up, I was thinking do well, I'm gonna do part 2 of that Allen Iverson one. Actually, I'm gonna do a couple of them if I can right now, but I'm gonna do part 2 of this first. I went back on just going back thinking about it when I had more time to think about Allen Iverson and stuff he was saying in that thing. First part, go watch part 1 if y'all don't know what I'm talking about. But just thinking about what he was saying, man. I also saw another trait of an ISTP in him that I was just thinking about. I'm like, wait a minute. When he was talking about that coach he was talking about, that he had a soft spot in his heart for, it seemed like that was the one of the soft spots in his heart as far as the ISTP. ISTP has a soft spot for certain people. We're extremely protective of them. That's what it looked like right there. That coach, his favorite coach, Maurice Cheeks, he was talking about. He sounded like he was very protective, man, of him. That's how I am too. It reminded me a lot of myself, man. Not even me just trying to compare myself to him. Like, it's just naturally, it's just, that's a natural thing. I notice that's a comparison. I'm the same way. Like I'm protective of my nieces. My little brother, I've always protective of him. Like I beat up dudes for my little brother. You know what I'm saying? Countless times. I never lost. When I'm talking about when I'm kids and stuff, I never lost a fight. If somebody tried to pick on my brother, I never lost. I always made sure I kicked their ass. You know what I'm saying? It's out of willpower, but that's how I am with my nieces. Anybody ever mess with my nieces or something like that? Yes. That's how I am. You know what I'm saying? That's an ISTP thing, I think. Of course, a lot of other types can be protective too. I don't think we're the most protective. Well, I wouldn't even say that. We're pretty protective. People we care about. We don't go out looking to be the protectors of the world necessarily, but like through us trying to find a rush or something exhilarating to do, something like that, and also with our need to conquer our fears, I guess. But let me get back on topic. As I'm setting up my OBS studio. Okay, man, no, skip. Don't update, motherfucker. Oh, okay, we good. Alright, we good. So let's get to it, man. Part 2.
A charity event in Maryland, a celebrity football game.
You got a celebrity football game. You got a celebrity softball game, which, by the way, I embarrassed myself in a few years ago, but we won't tell the audience about that. You know what I'm saying? And then also you do a lot of charity work in back in your home.
I look at the way he sit too, man. Like, I see the way he sits.
Absolutely. But I think the one that I'm getting ready to do is going to be.
He looks like a T.I. user right now, man. Like T.I. down. Like, I'm looking at him talk, where he's sitting. T.I. we have these sort of positions we sit in when we thinking and we're talking to somebody. He has his coldness. Looking at his face right now, he has a little. It's like a blank coldness as he's trying to collect facts. You know what I'm saying? He looks more and more like ISTP more than I'm looking at him, man. It's like, if I was on the fence, now I think I'm pretty sure he's an ISTP, man. It makes so much sense.
My greatest project.
Why is that? What is
because
it about?
It's what it's about.
It's speech pattern.
I'm having a football game, flag football game.
Similar to my speech pattern. It's like as he's talking, he's thinking, he kind of, sort of speech pattern I was noticing in Bruce Lee. Sort of improvising as we talk. Even what I'm doing now that I'm even thinking about it, I'm doing something similar to what Bruce Lee was doing. He was doing a lot of this and, shit like that. But
And, I'm going to have all of my celebrity friends or whatever. I'm going to quarterback the game. And I'm getting police officers from D.C. area, Newport News, Hampton, Virginia, and Philadelphia and play against them. And it's going to be like the inmates against the officers. But we're going to be the officers. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be the officers. They're going to be the inmates. But it's called good versus good.
Yeah, but what is the reason for that? Well, I mean,
the reason for that is because it's to donate money for guys that, you know, don't have money to take care of their legal fees, for canteen, the guys in jail, and you know, just because everybody.
That sounds like a conversation between two thinkers. This is something that, because I was talking about how I think Stephen A. Smith is an ESTJ. Even though I haven't really analyzed him, I really do think he's the ESTJ, T down. He asked him, what is the reason for that? You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what thinkers base a lot of things off of. Well, basically thinking, logic of thinking is basically having a reason for everything. That's basically what thinking function does. Both thinking functions. When I'm talking about TE and TI. Because sometimes people make it seem like two functions, like TE, TI, are just completely different from each other. Yeah, they're different from each other, but they're also the same thing too. So both things are true. They're the same thing and they're completely different from each other. Introverted thinking is just the other side of the spectrum, all the way to the other side of the spectrum. You know what I'm saying? So
going to jail is not a bad guy. You know, people make mistakes. So we're trying to just do anything. We ain't put it all together yet, but we're trying to just, you know, make sure that, you know, we look out for them, like sending them 500 pair of sneakers to every jail, you know, just to, you know, give to those guys that's going through a rough time. But at the same time, looking out for the officers and donate money to those people because they got the hardest job in the world, man. The hardest job in the world to be a police officer. You can get killed just for being in uniform. Don't have nothing to do with the guy that ran out of the bank, you know, with all the money. He just see you and you can get killed like that. So I know how real it is. Anything happen with me, yeah, you're right. If something happened in my house, I'm going to call the police. You're right. You know what I mean? I know how hard their job is. I know why they act a certain way sometimes because I deal with it. I'm around it. It's my environment. So I want to give to the...
He said that a lot in the first part. It sounds like he pays attention to his environment a lot, which is extroverted sensing. And then when he was talking about, when he asked the reason for what he was doing, he come up with a lot of personal reasons, which would be either FI or TI, right? But along with other things, that's what it usually is. When somebody comes with a lot of personal things, reasons for something, it's usually either a FI user or a TI user. Of course, that's just one thing. You know, somebody could come with personal. Well, somebody could say they'll come with personal reason that's not a FI or TI user, but you know, words are subjective. Okay, so this is what I think that is right now. I think it's introverted thinking though, based on a lot of other things. I really don't think he's an FI user. So
inmates and the officers, you know what I mean, and have a big event and try to make it big, like fill up a stadium, like we do with the baseball event. But it's for a good cause.
Still think he's a little kid, ladies and gentlemen. Allen Iverson in the house, quite frankly. We'll be right back. He might be the most beloved and the most hated athlete in the history of the city of brotherly love. But coming up, why the answer still can't shake the question about the perception that he's public enemy number one.
And the way he dresses, man, y'all gotta understand. When Allen Iverson came in the league, first dude with cornrows, first dude with a bunch of tattoos. He like went out of his way to be himself, and like he broke all the rules. That's one thing you see usually is a trend. When STPs are successful, we usually breaking all the rules. We're doing what we want to do. And everybody else is trying to do what we do now because we broke all the rules. We was the first one to do it. We had the courage to do it. Now it's a normal thing. That's what Allen Iverson did. I seen that trend with my STPs and success and stuff like that.
It's back in the house on Quite Frankly with my man Allen Iverson. Earlier you had alluded to
you almost forget that he was the first one to do that because so many other players do it now. But he was the first one. He's the first one walking around there with cornrows and tattoos and being comfortable on stage. Like, on this interview, A lot of other players before him, you see them come out with a suit on or something. They wouldn't come out with no baggish pants on and big shirt on and all that, hat cocked to the side. He just don't care. You know what I'm saying? He wants to make a statement too, which is sound like him rebelling against his FE. You know what I'm saying? I saw a guy, he suggested that Allen Iverson could be an ISTP, but like I said one time before, the absence, I'm not trying to talk shit about you, man, but if you're watching this, there's a difference between the absence of a function and not having the absence of it, but having it as a low function. Somebody who has the absence of a function will be somebody like, ISTP. They have the absence of it because they don't even have it on their top 4 function stack, which is what I mean by that. So they're not specifically trying to rebel against FE. It's like my type. Anyways, yeah, that camera was acting stupid. But anyways, like I was saying, absence of a function versus not having it. Okay, so ISTP, we have FE, but we feel it there. But so since we have it, we could use it. We have more of a ability to be able to use it than the ISTP, but we don't want to use it, so we rebel against, specifically do things to rebel against FE, which is what Allen Iverson does. I see him do more things to actually try to rebel against extroverted feeling. Versus ISTPs, they're not trying to rebel against extroverted feeling. They just don't have much of a. They have the absence of it, so they're not specifically going to try to rebel against it, which is what people do with their last function. So it's a subtle difference. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really think that's possible for him to be an ISTP, but of course I'm gonna be open-minded to that possibility. But let's get back to it.
Playing ball at Georgetown for him, how was that for you?
The greatest experience ever. I had just came home from jail,
chill.
And I had to come home and get my school thing together and graduate and whatever. And then I went straight there, September. So, man, he was just the greatest guy because he didn't let people bother me. He didn't let people, because everybody, as far as the media, wanted to attack me. They wanted to get at me. They wanted to have that space. They wanted to have that, to be able to run up on me and talk about the situation and stuff all the time. He kept people away from me. He kept agents away from me. Everything, man. He was just like the father figure, away from home. It was like, when I used to mess up in school or whatever, he never, punished me as far as running and suicide. All he used to tell me is, look, man, you want your mom to continue to live where she live at. You want to live in that sewer. You want your sisters to go up there. That's what you want out of your life. You want to be a bum, man. That's how he talked to me, and that was enough to get me back on track.
Now, for those people who don't know, John like Thompson alluded you.
That's the type of yeah. His relationship with his coaches when I'm reflecting, it reminds me of my relationship with certain coaches and stuff in the past too, which is interesting. I got my own favorite coach, kind of like how he got his favorite coaches and stuff, and I have a similar way I look at them is very similar. I know one of my favorite coach ever though was my track coach, my jumping coach when I ran track. She was cool. It was a girl. It was a woman. The first time I had a woman coach, it was different. But she was a great coach, man. She really was. She was if I had to type her, she was probably ESTJ. But people liked her. She wasn't one of the ones that people don't like, stuff like that. People think an asshole. She'll get on you though, man. She was tough on you. She keep 100 with you. And I remember the thing I liked about it is a lot of high school coaches can not be good coaches, as good as coaches. They sometimes don't know how to adjust things to their players specifically. Well, it's not supposed. Of course, we're not supposed to do that. It's about the team, but sometimes they don't know how to use their personnel and stuff. She had experience doing college track. She used to be a college track coach, and she came to coach high school. So she was a really good coach. And I remember she made my own workout for me because I was the only person on the team who was a sprinter and a jumper, high jumper. So she made a workout specifically for me. And that takes time, you know what I'm saying? That takes a lot of, And I really appreciated that, man. That's one of the reasons why she became one of my favorite coaches, man. She was a very good coach, man.
Alluded to John Thompson being a father figure. Larry Brown has alluded to being a father figure to you. Your father growing up. Can you explain that situation?
I was the greatest father, man. Okay. My father was just in and out of prison, you know, all of my life and his life. But I love him, man. Like, you know, people make mistakes, man. He was right there. Like, people always think I came from a single-parent home. You know, they weren't together, you know, all of my life.
Your mother and father, right?
Yeah, but, I mean, I had a father. I really had a father. I'm just saying, like, the things that these older guys, you know, did for me, you know, it was, you know, father figure type things.
I remember when one of the times, and I think that I'm gonna ask you this because I think this was the moment where, if ever John Thompson resembled a father figure, it was this moment there at Villanova. And I don't even remember what the sign said, but even if I did remember, let's just say we can't repeat on the air what the sign actually said. And John Thompson said, "Go ahead, repeat it."
He said, "Allen Iverson, the next MJ," and then had that crossed out, and then had OJ under it. And then they had like 4 guys with orange jumpsuits, chains, and they had handcuffs and all that. And Coach Thompson went to the referee and told him, "If y'all don't take this stuff out of here, then we leaving. We getting off the court." And they act like they didn't want to take the stuff down, take the signs down and jumpsuits and all that. And he told us to get off the court, and then the referee stopped it and made the people put the stuff down. That's in Villanova too, in Philadelphia.
In Villanova,
so
in
that's
Philadelphia.
Those people are still in Philadelphia. So those mean people, mean-spirited people are still there. As much as I love Philadelphia, it's so many people. I mean, I look at it like they don't know what they're doing. Forgive them. I ask God to forgive them for what they not know, man. For real, man. It's like the mean stuff that people. I mean, I had a guy say, "I don't care anything about my kids in Philadelphia." You know, a radio guy. I don't care about my kids.
I've been to Philly, man. I haven't seen that side of Philadelphia myself. I've been to Philly. That's crazy. I do know that in Philly, I noticed that they're not like super polite. I actually liked the people in Philly when I went there. I was over there for 4 days. Whatever, anyway.
I mean, the worst things ever you could say about a man. Like, he said those things to me. But he pitched in my celebrity softball game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, what are you doing? Like, what is your mentality? Like, you just woke up mad at Allen Iverson today. Like, there's some mean-spirited people in Philadelphia, man. I mean, some real mean-spirited people. But it's like that everywhere, man. So I understand that. I accept that part of life. But there's a whole bunch of love in Philadelphia. There's more love than hatred in Philadelphia for Allen Iverson. That's why I don't go. One little kid say, "Allen Iverson, I love you," and listen to any advice. I did something, man. I did something. I accomplished something on this earth, man. I don't know about it when people come, 20,000 people come see me at night, if they love just my game or who I am as a person or whatever. But I know if they can take something from that experience and it helped their life, then I did something, man. I'm happy for my mom. I'm happy for the person that my mom raised, man. I love my mom for making who she made. I love my mom for making me. I love you, Mom.
Let me say it, yeah. Give him a round of applause. The man said he loved his mama. And these people, they sitting up there acting like everybody just come up here and talk about they love their mother. Everybody don't do that. But there was an uncomfortable experience, and I bring this up because I remember...
You would almost think that he could be a filler. I see why some people could maybe go in that direction, though. But, man, it's just like, I don't see nothing him. Like, I see him being like, he seems pretty, he love everybody, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's no different from me, you know what I'm saying, as an ISTP. I mean, I love everybody, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day. You see it in the way I act towards people. I'm actually a pretty nice person in real life. Not all the time. I can be mean, you know what I'm saying? I can, depending on what's going on, but I'm a pretty nice person. I'm not a nice person, actually. People think I'm a nice person, but I'm actually not. I'm a sincere person, and I'm charming. I'm actually not a nice person. The person that's nice, they just always, I don't know. They're more along the lines of being like a pushover or something, but in some cases. But I'm not a nice person. I'm a sincere person. But yeah.
Iverson comes into the league, you know, you're rookie of the year. I mean, again, you've averaged over 27 points in your career, 4-time league scoring champion. I remember that now.
Hey, look, hold on, one more thing, man. And I lead the league in steals damn near every year, man. And I can't even get an honorable mention for all defense. And my man Larry, that's my man. Hey, proud of you, boy.
Larry Hughes?
Yeah, Larry Hughes.
Okay.
Larry led the league in steals this year. All that he done got from me, all that I done taught him, and he led in steals, and he first team all defense.
I can explain that. I can explain that for you.
I want both of them, Steve. Yeah.
You want both of them, but you have to understand, he's not dropping 58 points.
Hey, man.
He's not dropping 54 points against the Toronto
So acknowledge
Raptors.
my defense then.
Acknowledge it?
Yeah.
I'll acknowledge it. You want to acknowledge it?
Coach Brown, the only person that think I don't play defense.
He's the only person that...
Yeah. No, he's not the only person.
Thank you very much. I was getting ready to say. But I say all of that to say you have accomplished so much. You've accomplished so much throughout your career in Philadelphia. 2001, you're a league MVP. Okay? You go to the NBA Finals. You take the 76ers back to the NBA Finals for the first time since 1983. You take all of those things into account. All of a sudden, you get into an incident with your wife. It gets blown up. It's a domestic situation. She categorically denied all the accusations that were thrown out there about what transpired between you and your wife.
Right.
That's why I'm not going to disrespect you by getting into it.
You can get into it.
You know, well, tell us what happened and what was misconstrued then.
Dog, I got in an argument with my wife. I've been with my wife since I was 15, 16. Like that was probably a million and five times we done fought each other. You know, arguing, cussing each other out, all kinds of stuff that ain't none of y'all business. But you know what it is if you're in a relationship with somebody. Man, they even said I threw my wife out naked.
Yes, they did.
I don't want nobody to see my wife naked, period. So what make you think I'm going to send her out the house for everybody to see her naked? Like, okay, yo, they go, AI wife, man, she out here naked. Like, come on, man. How does that look? Am I a man for that? Why would I expect somebody to look at me as a man if I did that to my wife?
But there was another side to it. There was some quote charges of a terrorist act or something because you went over.
I went looking for my wife like you go looking for your wife or your girl. I went looking to my cousin's house, somebody's house that I paid the rent in. I can't go over there, so I broke in a house that I paid the rent in. I broke in that house and barged in there with a gun on two guys that, I just want to be real with it. Guys that like other guys, like, you know. So me coming in there with a gun, like on these people, and looking for my wife, like, all of it's crazy. And then I got people, I'm in hostage in my house, you know, I can't go nowhere. They come looking for a gun 5 days later, like the gun's still gonna be in the house if I had one. They got helicopters flying over my house all day. They got media people in front of my house with lawn chairs and cooking out
he telling the
with
story,
cameras.
Man. That's what I'll be talking about with the SCUs. He's more comfortable as it's been 25 minutes. He's pretty comfortable now. He's telling the story, painting a picture. He's doing a pretty good job of it. STP.
Like they put a picture of my dog in the paper because they couldn't get a picture of us. I went outside shoot jumpers with my son, and they said I had a party. Like, I can't even go outside and shoot jumpers with my son. I'm having a party. Like, it got so bad. All this stuff happened in Philadelphia, and I still want to be in Philadelphia.
Well, that's my question to you, because let me tell you something right now. When I saw that, and you know, you and I have been covering you for years.
And look at Stephen A. Smith. And that video got a copyright strike, actually. When I was talking about J.D. Pinkett Smith probably being an ESTJ, I got a copyright strike for that. It's my first one. But the reason why is because I used a Facebook video instead of YouTube. So, I kind of knew it was risk of that, so I didn't really trip off of it. But yeah, Stephen A. Smith, I told you, I was talking about a nerd that T used to do a lot of this when they talk. They use hand movements, but they do a lot of this. You know what I'm saying? For some reason, they just do that a lot. Extroverted senses, they move around a lot, but they do a lot of variety of hand movements, and they're actually trying to paint a picture when they talk. T users are trying to sort of logically paint a picture in a way. It's kind of interesting with their hands. So, of course, that's just one thing. Okay, everybody. don't run off. Don't go looking at everybody who makes a few hand moves and think they're an extroverted sensor all the time. Only use it as a reason if you have a bunch of other reasons along with it. That's what it all is. It's not just one thing. It's like what TE think, you know. But anyways.
Together over the years, we were both rookies. I was a rookie on the NBA beat when I started covering you. I was even scared to come near you because I saw the look on your face. I saw the look on your face when I saw those helicopters hovering over your house and all this stuff. I was like, let me.
Come on, man. Domestic violence. Come on, man. I ain't that dude. Man, I have kids, man. People, hey, domestic violence. Come on, man. I got in an argument with my wife and it got way out of hand. But come on, man. Are you serious? Like, I love her, man. Like, that's all I got, dog. Who you think take care of me, man? Like a little ass baby. I'm talking about for real, man. Like anything, man. I mean, she can't. I mean, I don't like when she leave the house. She want to go do other things and stuff. And okay, go to school, but go to school online or something. I just need you around me all the time. You feel me? Like I need her, dog. I mean, it's like I can't live without. I'll die for her. I'll die without her. Like it's just crazy. But it's Allen Iverson's, man. It's how can we scar this dude? He would never change who he is, man. He with the same 5 dudes and one in heaven. The same 5 dudes, man, from Newport News, Virginia. The same dudes.
Then why do you want to stay in Philadelphia?
Because the people that I love in Philadelphia, the people that love me in Philadelphia, I'm not taking myself away from somebody that love me because of some man. I'm not going to do that, man. I have fans in Philadelphia. I've never liked when I see another player go put on another jersey. So what about the kids that fell in love with this dude? 10 years fell in love with me. All kids know is AI. See little white dudes, man, with cornrows. See police officers with cornrows. That used to be the look, supposed to be the look for the suspect. Police officers, doctors, lawyers, anybody with cornrows. I ain't started. I didn't start it because I know I got it from somebody. But all I'm saying is I made it all right. I made it all right. It's all right to wear cornrows. Yeah, you're right. My son.
That's a typical ISTP thing. When we're successful, we tend to do stuff. We tend to make stuff like that. Same thing with Michael Jordan. I might do a session on him later. Michael Jordan's an ISTP too. Same thing with him. It just shows up in different ways between the 2 individuals. They seem pretty different. Well, not that different, but they seem. It shows up different for the individuals, but they're pretty much the same function state. Same thing with Jordan, but we'll go into that later.
See a thug? He don't know nothing about thugging. He don't know nothing about that, Steve. He's like, it's real, dog. Some people get scared of who you are, man. When you got the effect on a whole lot of people, a whole generation, then all they want to do is dig up some dirt on you.
Stephen A. Smith in the house, quite frankly. We're going to get back to talking about basketball. Right back
Oh yeah, speaking of that, I saw that Eagles game remind me. I think somebody that people don't talk about now. I think Michael Vick is an ISTP, but I'm gonna go into that later. I might do a session on him one day.
With the first pick, the Philadelphia 76ers select Allen Iverson. Iverson has Jordan. The exclamation point. What a sweet play.
scoring 27.
A sweet play.
Stephen A. Smith back in the house, but quite frankly, with my man Allen Iverson. I want y'all to look at this. I want y'all to look at these numbers here. This is Allen Iverson. His season average since the 1996-97 season, he leads the league in scoring 27.4 points per game, beating Shaq, Vince Carter, Paul Pierce, Tim Duncan. You see a stat like that, what comes out to your mind? What comes to your mind?
I love my mom.
Yeah. I love my mama too.
Yeah,
I love
he's
my
a
mama
good
too.
dude, man. You know, I don't know. Some people think the ISPs are all just assholes. Like outwardly, we're just assholes. I'm not saying we can't be, but people make it seem like we're mean and stuff like that. All the ISPs are mean. I mean, some of them are, some aren't. And a lot of them are not like that necessarily either. You almost think he's a filler or something, man. I know, man, because I'm the same way, and I'm definitely not a filler. So,
but explain the parallel of looking at your scoring average and telling me how that has a lot to do with moms.
She got me here. My mom told me one day that I could be anything that I wanted to be. And I literally took that for what it was. Like, I really took it like that because she told me. I mean, I just believe what my mom tell me. And my mom, I was a football player, dog. That's all I did was play
I was getting ready to ask you, why you play football? Why you end up playing basketball instead of football? More money?
I got put in jail.
Oh.
And I mean, nobody was, you know, I was recruited by every school in the country, football and basketball. When that happened, when the smoke cleared, nobody was around.
But do you
Coach
think
Thompson.
you would have ended up picking the NFL over
Definitely.
the NBA?
That's my sport, man. That's it. That's what I do.
Do you know that 76ers have something on their website where there's like 26 different arrows pointing to the body parts, pointing to your body parts where you've been injured? 26!
I'm a warrior, dog.
Well, we know that.
Warrior.
Do you feel like there's a lack of warriors in the NBA game today?
Yeah.
What's the reason for?
Warrior. That's an ISTP mentality, man. Example. Definitely. Yeah. That's how, man. I don't want to sound conceited, man. I sound like me. That's all I got to say. Look, I've been known to have, like, I don't want to sound like I'm trying to, you know, compare myself to him too much, man. But it's just, I just can't help it. It's just something that's true to say. I've injured myself a lot. I have a very high pain tolerance, actually. I know this because every time I go to the doctor, I've been told this since I was a kid. Doctors tell me this every time I hurt myself and I had to go to the doctor. They looked at me like, man, you have a very high pain tolerance. I've heard it many times. Back in like 2015, I broke my hand too. I remember going to the doctor. I broke my hand. Went 2 weeks, didn't even know it was broke. I was, you know, doing everything normal, stuff like that. Of course, sometimes hand injuries may not hurt that much, but people just, like, I went to the doctor because it's a small, soft, bones in the hands are pretty soft and small. I went to the doctor. I was just talking, the way I was talking about it, people just like, man, you just so nonchalant, you know, you sure something wrong with you? Then they went and did the x-ray. My hand was completely like just broke. I'd be going to the gym, working out, stuff like that. I played basketball with it, all that, you know, like it was nothing. I just thought it was swollen. I didn't think it was broke because I expected it to hurt more if it was going to be broke. But I've been hearing that it's a lot of situations I can bring up. I've been hearing, I usually, if I get hurt, I find a way to adjust to it and keep going, as opposed to, you know, sitting out. I don't complain, man. I'm not much of a complainer either. I don't complain when I get hurt, when I'm in pain, man, and stuff like that. I keep going. He has that mentality where he just take a hit, keep going. That's extroverted sense of thing.
For that, man, what's the problem?
I mean, you can have all the talent in the world. You don't have no heart, man. Ain't no need of you stepping out on a basketball court. You cannot play basketball if you soft. And basketball players know what I'm talking about. Like, it's nothing. Like, I'm not, like, you don't see me. I play hard every night, and I get beat up or whatever. But you don't see me playing the game dirty. Like, I don't get in fights with dudes and stuff like that. Don't nobody put their hands on me, or I don't put my hands on nobody.
There was a couple of times where you was almost tempted to.
Yeah, because I was really provoked. Like, you know, like, I'm a stand-up guy out there on the basketball court. I don't play hard. Playing hard don't mean playing dirty. Like, giving elbows, knocking people's teeth off. That ain't playing hard. Playing hard is the ball right there. And
that's that personal integrity, introvert thinking right there. He chooses not to play dirty, but I'm gonna play hard. That's that's the introverted thinking, is personal integrity in him. Yep. Because another thing I noticed right here is he sounded like he was getting a little on the emotional side, which he didn't stay in. He stayed in for a minute, but he came back to being rational, logical thinking side. Which is, you see this, man. People are not just freaking, like, thinkers are not always logical, not emotional. Sometimes we might get into that spectrum of being emotional and stuff. We talking about something we care about, which is what he was just doing a few minutes ago. But you see, he bounced right back to the thinking side. You know what I'm saying? Everybody does it. Even like, fillers do that. They go back to all of a sudden they feeling rational, like getting irrational, super rational and stuff. And then they like snap back to themselves. But yeah, that's all we got for today. My battery's low and I think my space is running low on this camera. I don't want it to shut off no more, man. I already did once.